What's up, my people? Hope everyone's great. Been a fun Sunday. Rocking and rolling with coffee and whatnot. So, for all you Trekkies out there, I'm going to do a reading on Gene Roddenberry. He's getting his energy. It feels like he wants to come in. And what's the energy around him? And see if I can get a channeling. I'm going to throw a few cards first around Gene and then get in his energy and see what we can get. Gene Roddenberry. Gene was always all about equality. He had a vision for all people, women, he had an interest in extraterrestrials, space, the search for stars. There was a vision for a future that inevitably can be tapped into Earth and beyond. Kind of like a partnership, a visionary, equality for all people. Why he wanted to integrate women, Asians, African Americans into his productions. By the time when his visions for science fiction and were not really accepted, heads of production weren't so adapting to his visions. It was before the time of acceptance of all people being equal. You know, it was 60s, 70s. I can't remember exactly when it was produced, but he had to like fight the establishment. It was very troubling. It was a tough time because he had to take a step back from his vision when no one really wanted to accept and be part of growth of people. But he kept pushing forward. He kept writing. He kept dreaming that he was an awesome man. He had a heart of gold. He had that dream. I'm getting reference to that I have a dream speech kind of thing, you know. very compassionate, a love for all people, a compassion beyond the times. It was like he was in lockstep for every generation of people around the world and otherwise. By introducing people that were different, per se, of extraterrestrial or of difference, whether they had blue skin and horns or otherwise, of characters he introduced, it was kind of like a vision of equality, of universal acceptance. He was hoping his creation could expand the minds of many people beyond science fiction. His writings went deep. His writings went expressionless. I'm getting the word expressionless, just expressing the love for all mankind and not just science fiction. Hence why he pushed to have even like the names of people of his characters referenced like goodness and gods, of like Sulu and O'Hara and others, tapped into a source that would be a goodness, a higher quality. Try to put a subliminal message into the people that watched to bring the fandom of Trekkies, to keep it alive. Not that he got a higher source knowledge. It was like he just had that within him, that he cared for all people. He cared for equality. He cared for guidance. He believed in God, a spiritual man. He tapped into his own creativity, which was spurned by past lives that reached beyond the stars. He was a good man that struggled at times, that spurned struggles, but to keep the dream alive by pushing his own narrative and goodness in folks. Even though he got pushed back and had to step aside and back for a while, his message was received. it just took a while for executives to see that bright future in his message. No regrets. You can't control other people and their willingness to excel in the spirituality and growth of others. But in a sense, he spurred a revolution into the Star Trek series and tried to get others to join that revolution. But the acceptance and trying to grab the word, kind of like the holiness of respect for all people wasn't grasped because of the time frame he was doing this. But he was inspired by others prior to him. I had to pause quick. But Gene was trying to get many others. He keeps saying it's a revolution. It took time, but no regrets. Very happy to be part of and excite the minds of many so-called Trekkies to other series like the Next Generation and the Star Trek movies, Deep Space Nine, and I think there was another, but it was just like the sign of the times. It wasn't an easy time yet when he tried to bring this series together. Deep friendships with characters wholeheartedly Leonard Nimoy and William Shatner and George Takei. The deep love and friendships and inspiration helped all succeed and expanded different characters, and very grateful for all the struggles. The struggles made it all worth it. And even though Gene doesn't get all the credit, he was the inspiration for a lot of it. And it just feels like a lot of gratitude. the vision and acceptance of all people feel like it was bigger than him. He's very proud of his work, whether it was accepted right away or not. Science fiction and Star Trek went beyond science fiction. It was, he keeps saying revolution. Who would ever dream of O'Hara, an African American man behind the, or woman, sorry, behind the controls, or a Spock with the pointy ears, and the friendship deep of William Shatner and Leonard Nimoy within the series. And bringing in Scotty, a Scottish engineer, and a Russian Chekhov. He tried to bring in a unity with all people from the whole world together. Very proud of that. Very proud. And a happiness from the other side. Trekkies go beyond an insight and depth of science fiction. It's about the people. It's about the people. I don't think I need cards. This says the struggles were all worth it. Because Star Trek is bigger than him. He's saying something about some of the spin-offs were interesting and accepting. He accepts them. But it wasn't where his vision was leading. But expanding thought and but the relationship of the characters means a lot. Star Trek won't die. It will be part of our society. Kind of like in the back of our minds. Kind of give hints to our future endeavors in space. forecasting life. Gene says, live long and prosper. Pretty cool. Nope, that wasn't from Leonard Nimoy. It was from Gene. That might be for another time. Alright. To all you Trekkies out there, live long and prosper. Love and light.